I've ever heard. So, and it's not uncommon because the shoulder joint is actually the most movable joint in our bodies. I'm going to be referring to my notes. I sent out a great article. It's anatomical. So Tiffany Cruikshank is a favorite yogi of mine, and she's just amazing. So she explains how the shoulder joint is actually two joints. So it's not just one small ball and socket joint, which isn't like the hip joint that really hugs the ball and socket joint. It kind of floats on there. But so there's this, they call it the glenohumeral joint. And then there's also a sliding joint where the shoulder blade attaches to the collarbone. So this gliding joint behind it. Those are the joints. And then there's this whole kind of network of muscles, and this group of muscles called the rotator cuff. And there's 4 muscles on the front and the back, and they're all kind of negotiating the position of the head of your the top of your arm bone and the shoulder blades behind you. So there's a lot happening in this joint. So no wonder when you're doing a lot of repetitive weight-bearing dynamic exercises like chaturanga, like flows in yogas, like planks, there is a tendency for there to have injury there. So our work today is to really tune into the muscles that we're using in this joint and understand just how complex it is to stabilize all of the muscles in order to make a safe movement, a safe practice. And of course, it all starts from the bottom up. So we will come back into the position of our legs, our feet, our hips, and how that maintains a neutral spine, a strong spine, to really help us focus on the shoulder. So that's the focus of today's practice. And for those of you that do have injuries with your shoulder, I would ask that you take the modifications that I will show you and simply tap into your body through the feeling, and just have that under feeling, that notion that we can't discard that. That is very much a part of yoga and what we do. So I'd like to just get you to start. I have a little bit of soft music playing in the background. I don't know if you hear it or not, but it's always a nice thing to have. I'm going to get you to start with your straps. So ask you to start on your mats, and then we'll take a little bit of time just to kind of familiarize ourselves. Now, the really cool part about this, when you have your strap or bind, if you don't have one, it's okay. We'll make do for sure. I just want you to take your strap and make it as long as possible. And try to bring it to probably 2 to 3 feet, depending, and you're going to see what this is like. So just to see the range of motion of the shoulder joint, just bring it in front of you, and then just bring your arms overhead. Pause there. Now you should be able to take your arms, and this is where you're going to lengthen the strap. You should be able to take your arms all the way back and then bring them all the way up again. If you bend your elbows when you're doing this, then give yourself more strap. So come all the way forward and then draw it all the way back. If you don't have a strap, you could just feel this. And it's quite amazing to see just how much range of motion you have in this joint. And it's not just that ball socket joint, but the gliding. So now stay up tall with this. Draw your shoulder blades together, so you're actually giving your the position of your shoulders a little more attention, and then start to draw it back. So really opening up. Good. And then just release back. So we're just going to move our straps to the side. That was just a little exercise just to give you that notion of just how long your, or just what a great range of motion you have in your body with the shoulders. Just coming to standing, feet just under the knees, knees just under the hips, and then just draw your fingers out towards either side of your mat. So they're going to just drip down. I want you just to have that sensation of standing tall, and just close your eyes for a moment. And we're coming into a kind of a small opening into our breath and body. Just inhale fully. Exhale completely. If you want to close your eyes down, this is a really good time to do that. And just sense the connection of all four corners of your feet. Maybe wiggle your toes, feel your arch start to activate. Enjoy the energy from your feet up through your calves into your knees. Remind yourself that the muscles surrounding your bones act to stabilize and protect you. Feel the base of your spine and the front of your body into the pelvic area. Give a little thought to that beautiful symphony of joints. And imagine your spine as a ladder, each rung cushioned and curved ever so intricately so that it can support you, and you have your head at the very top. Now imagine the back of your body. As you take your thumbs, draw them, just externally rotate them. So take your thumbs back slightly, exposing the inside of your elbows, and then draw your thumbs inwards and take your hands and place them so they're pushing to the back wall. And then inhale the arms all the way up. Go ahead and extend the shoulders. And then bring your fingertips to as high to the ceiling or to the earth, or sorry, to the sky as possible. And feel the sides of your body lengthen. And now take the top of your arm bones and draw them into your body. And then reach out again. Inhale as you feel the length of your body, absorb this, and then exhale, draw the tops of your arm bones back down again. Interlace your fingers, allow your index fingers to point out as you curl the rest of your fingers upwards. Dig deeply into all four corners of all feet. And just take a side bend over, it doesn't matter which side. Just keep drawing your shoulders away from your ears, noticing how you retract inward and then come back to center. And then go ahead and float all the way to the other side, just taking a beautiful side stretch. And then take your armpit and draw it downwards into your spine. You probably feel a little tension even in the side of your spine there. And then draw your fingertips, hands are open. And then exhale, just bend your knees significantly. Give yourself a forward fold as you introduce a little stretch for the lower back, reminding yourselves now as you move your body kind of on the length side of your mat. So your fingertips are down, pushing down into all four corners of your feet. Bend your knees significantly. Let your head, shoulders, mouth, jaw all relax. And then inhale, draw yourself halfway up. Draw your tailbone up and away. And then just take your shoulders again, draw them towards the middle of your spine. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, walk your hands down. Now put all 10 of your fingers on the mat. Take your right knee down and back, and then your left. Coming into tabletop here, okay, and just drawing your knees under your hips, your hands under your shoulders. Make a big, wide starfish with both of your hands. Now, as you push into the fingertips, I want you to start to look at the inside of your elbows. Now, take the inside of your elbows and draw them towards your middle finger. So this drawing of the elbows towards your middle fingers is an external rotation of the top of your arm bone. And as you push the ground away, I want you to feel the tension in through the shoulders, particularly kind of at the top of your shoulders. And now take your hands and keep pushing down, and then take the belly, move up, come into cat. And as you move into cat, feel your back body kind of umbrella out. Tuck your chin in, tuck your tailbone in. And then as you pull your arm bones together again, trying to pull the middle of your armpits towards your middle body, drop your belly, look down, and then draw your head up into cow. You're probably already feeling the tension in your shoulders. Let's extend the body back into cat, pushing the body away. And then inhale, come back into cow, drop the belly. And notice how the heads of the arm bones stay exactly where they are, wrapping the triceps forward, externally rotating the arm bone, and then drawing the belly down again to look up. And then exhale, lengthen your heart and gaze forward. Bring your hands to the top of your mat. Take your hips to your heel and pause here. As you draw your head to the ground, this is a modified child's pose. I want you to take your right arm back and then your left. So now your shoulders are kind of draping forward. Your elbows are on the ground likely. Just stay here for a breath. And then extend your fingers. So start to activate your arms as you push your fingers past your heels. Lift your arms off the ground. Interlace your fingers behind you or just put them on your lower back. From here, take your elbows and draw them together. So kind of widening the front of your body as you internally draw the muscles of your sliding joint in the shoulder back to the middle body. Draw a breath in here. And then exhale, release it all. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Draw yourself back into tabletop. And then just take your right foot forward as you bring the right knee over the right toe. Walk up the leg. Stay here for a breath, drawing your hips, so giving yourself a little stretch to the back hip. Take your left arm up and then your right. Increase the distance from your belly button up to your sternum. So stretch the front side body. And then just see if you can move your hands just a little further back. You may have to bend your elbows to do that. Good. And as you do so, you're going to start to emulate that squeezing of the shoulder blades together. That's your sliding joint. Draw your hands down to either side of your foot. Take your right hand and extend it up. Come into a beautiful lengthening twist as you draw your shoulders away from each other, opening up through the back body. Good. And then draw your hand to either side of your foot. Let's take a little stretch for the hamstring. You can be grateful of your gardening or the things that you've done to get the hamstring tight. I'm just going to give you a little relief here. Not every breath you take is the same, right? So you're going to just avoid locking the jaw and relaxing the skin on your face. Good. Draw your foot back down or your hands to either side of your foot, and then take your right knee back, and then go ahead and take a few cats and cows here. As you do, stimulate the notion that your neck, your head, your shoulders, the rotator cuff, everything that I talked about is all working in harmony. Come back to tabletop and then draw your left foot between your hands. Go ahead and walk up the leg, bring your knee past your toe, and it's only in this position that we can come past our toe with our knee because we lengthen and we come off the patella or the kneecap on the back leg. Inhale the arms up again. This time, take the palms and face them forward. Draw your elbows back and then bring your arms to goddess. So it's almost like you're pulling taffy apart with your hands. As you do so, you're really engaging that sliding joint. Good. Inhale, lift the hands up again. And then one more time, exhale, draw the elbows to either side of your body. Feel as you notice the heart come forward, and then draw your hands down to either side of your foot. Keeping the right hand down, go ahead and lift the left arm. Reach up this time as you extend the arm bones. You're really trying to push into the ground with all 5 fingers. Good. Draw a belly breath in. And then exhale, draw your hands to either side of your foot. Let's take that beautiful hamstring stretch. Go ahead and rock the body up. Draw your heart forward. It doesn't matter how low you come. It's more about how much length you put into that front leg. Reminding yourself as we step away and we are courageous in exploring our body, we can actually let go of the weight. Good. Draw your foot down, your hands to either side of your foot. Curl the back toe under. Lift the knee off the ground. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So take that front foot and swing it back. Talk about a pose that really amplifies the shoulder work. So just go ahead and take a few pedals with your heels, feeling the length of your body, reminding yourself that the hips, the hamstrings, the back body is all from the heels to the tailbone, all the way to the crown of your head. Now give yourself a little pause, sit in a little stillness and downward facing dog, and consider now coming off your wrist more, push down into your fingertips more, and remember the eye of the elbow, so the inside of the elbow. Go ahead and take it and externally rotate it. So pull them in, and then bend your knees so you can draw your shoulder blades a little closer together. So now you notice that when we engage the shoulders more, we can really come off the wrist and get off of that kind of pressure in that very small joint. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. Good. And then draw yourself onto your hands and knees again. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Come into a modified plank. So again, one of the most common injuries in plank is when sometimes you hear the term, let your heart melt. When you do that, you actually kind of let go of those muscles. So just give yourself a little bit of muscle push up, down and up. You're starting to engage the shoulders again. Stay here for a breath. Good. And then draw your hips to your heels. Come into child's pose and just relax the shoulders. Draw breath into the body. Let it go right to the tailbone. Inhale here. And then exhale. Let it go. Fingertips are clawing down. So really finding the power again into the fingertips and to the knuckles. Drag your body forward. Come into modified plank. Your option is to curl the toes under and come into full plank. Pause here. Now, as we move into downward facing dog, lift up, move away from each other. Your shoulder blades kind of come up and under. And then again, draw the arm bones in and out, backwards, second internal, and then external rotation. Good. Bend the knees. Look at the top of your mat. Take the right foot forward and then the left. Inhale, float halfway up. Exhale, go ahead, work slowly, avoid the strain, and merge here with the potential of your breath and body. Just hold on to your elbows and then just rock side to side. So here we come into the shavasana of your upper body, your tongue, your shoulders, your mouth. Good, release the arms. Inhale, bend the knees, and exhale, float all the way up. Draw the hands to heart center. Pause here for a full breath. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, hands to the ground. Now here's a little bit of power if you want to. We talk a lot about jumping back. In order for you to do that, you have to kind of imagine your hands and arms, shoulders, back, all already in plank. You can walk, step, or jump back into plank. Now maintain that beautiful tension, the shoulder cuff all around the shoulders as you bring your knees to the ground. Draw your heart forward, but maintain that strong posture and then scoop up, come into cobra. Pause here. It's a little work in cobra now. Take your arms, bring them back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together to lift the palms of your hands up to the sky. Now you can really feel the triceps engage and be a part of that whole motion. Good. Bring your hands back down under your shoulders. Curl the toes under. Come to tabletop. Engage them again, shoulder breath, and then come back downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal your heels here. Remind yourself that the arm bones come in and then out, externally rotating, and then draw your shoulder blades together. Bend the knees, look at the top of your mat. Send your left foot forward and then drop the back heel. As you push your feet away, remind yourself to ground yourself, engage through the whole torso as you inhale and rise to warrior one. Here, shoulder to shoulder. And the fingertips, the pinky fingers come in and around. Again, just sometimes I call it the Celine Dion look. It's the fingertips come in and around. You literally take the arm bones and you turn them in and around. Good. Now draw the shoulder blades into the spine. What a beautiful, strong warrior you are. Go ahead and relax the face. Inhale. Exhale. Take the arms forward. Engage the core because you want to, because you want it all to hum perfectly. And then bring your hands to either side of your foot. Go ahead and pick up your back heel. Bend the knees. Step forward, forward, fold. Adapt your own notion of your movement, of what works for you. Go ahead. Inhale halfway up. Exhale. Sink forward. Go ahead and rise up all the way. Take that big long stretch and then draw your hands to heart center. Coming through the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the ground. Now, draw your fingertips down. Feel strong in the upper body. This means you probably have to bend your knees significantly. Walk, step, or jump back into plank. Bend to the knees. Draw your shoulders towards each other as you pull the arm bones back inwards. Now, instead of letting your heart sink, let your mind sink into the heart, the yoga heart, the space within your heart. Puff it out. And then exhale, draw the heart between the thumbs, come back into cobra. Pause here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now draw your elbows together. You can stay in cobra. Lift your hands off the ground if you really want to engage through the core. Remember, the lower back is safe. Push into the tops of your feet. Feel your knees come off the ground. Engage the shoulders. So you have to really draw your ears away from your top of your shoulders and then push up into upward facing dog. There's your girdle stability in the shoulder blades. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Draw the heels up. Exhale. Draw down. Bend the knees. Look at the top of the mat. Now, when you bend the knees, you got to pull the arm bones in. That feels so good and strong. And then take your right foot forward. Drop the left heel. Go ahead. Be present. Decide that being present is a choice. Be zealous with the lift up into warrior one on this side. Draw a deep breath in and then take your fingers, your pinky fingers, turn them in and around and draw your shoulder blades together. So not only do you get this massive, beautiful stretch in the left side body, but the upper body feels strong. Stay here for another breath. Push into both feet. Ground yourself as you bring the body forward into the core. Bring your hands to either side of your foot. Pick up the back heel, bend the knees, step forward, forward, fold. Go ahead, inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, scoop the body all the way up, and then draw your hands to heart center. Stay here for a breath. As you push your fingertips and your knuckles together, feel the energy through the forearms, into the elbows, up through the triceps, and then draw your shoulders back. Relax your face. So where we can be strong in one part of our body, we can call on just relaxing through the other. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees. Let the upper body dictate just how strong you are today. Bring your hands to the ground. Even if you're not jumping back, put the pressure in the shoulders. Let the head hang. Take the right leg back and then the left. Stay in high plank or low plank. It doesn't matter. Pull the arm bones together. Again, the middle of your inside elbow points toward your long middle finger. Without sinking the heart, let your mind sink with the belly as it comes down. Scoop up into cobra or upward facing dog. Curl the toes under. Use the arms, the shoulders, the rhomboids to come to downward facing dog. Draw a breath in. Exhale. Bend the knees. Look at the top of your mat. Send your left foot forward. Draw the right heel down. Now bring that right foot parallel to the back of your mat. So more like warrior two legs. And then go ahead and rise up. And as you come up, remind yourself that warrior two, the warrior of the present, tells us that we're good where we are. We've got this. Take the arms and bring them parallel to the ground. As you feed your fingertips away, imagine the shoulder blades bellowing out, the middle body inwards. Now take the front arm, have a look over the middle finger. Take your arm and then turn the palms upwards. Watch the arms and then turn the palms down. Turn your thumbs down and rotate back. They're pretty powerful, these mechanisms. Good. Take the palms parallel to the ground again Take the left elbow onto the left thigh. Take your right arm and draw it overhead. Side angle pose. Now you're going to take the arm, the right arm, and bring it forward. So reach towards your screen or your mat, or sorry, towards me. Okay, and look at your right shoulder. Take it, now slide it back. So pull the shoulder blades in by just taking the head of the arm bone back. I don't know if you can see that. It's coming back. It's quite significant. Once it's there, then slide the arm up. And all of a sudden, you have a fully engaged shoulder girdle. Take one more breath in. Have a look up if that feels good. Exhale. Good. Take the arm, swing it all the way around. Let's come to it one more time. Inhale, draw it all together. Exhale, come all the way back. Draw your hands to the inside of your foot and pause. Stay here for just a breath of a nice stretch for the hips, because that's where we're at. Remind yourself that left foot, push down into it. So the knee is not coming out, it's inward. Good. Bend the back leg. Step in a little bit and then a lot. Come to the outside of the hand and just pause here for a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Again, come into the Shavasana of the upper body. Good. Bend the knees. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. And then go ahead and roll all the way up. Inhale the arms up. And exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Pause for breath. Reconcile again as you close your eyes and disconnect from the visual stimulus and find just another moment of stillness. Come to the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rejoice in the movement of your shoulders, hands to the ground. Now your feet are a little wider apart. It might give you a little more ability to jump back. Push into the tops of your pads of your fingers. Even if you're not jumping back, activate your arms as though you're already in plank. So push the floor away. Take one leg back and then the other, coming into high push-up or on your knees. Again, let's not sink the heart, but sink the mind to the heart. The yoga heart comes back. The space within your back body bellows out. And then exhale, come down. And then scoop up, come into cobra or upward facing dog. Good. Wrap the triceps forward. Make the space along the sides of the body. And then come back, downward facing dog. Can you tap into the beautiful shoulders here? Pull the arm bones in. Slide your shoulder blades together like they're meant to be. Good. Look at the top of your mat now. Send your right foot forward. With the right foot forward, draw your left foot down and bring the outside of the left foot parallel to the back of the mat or side mat. Good. Cape in the legs as you come up and just pause here. So again, just feel kind of that movement in the legs. Ground yourself here. Pull into the upper arches and then inhale the arms side by side. Have a look over that middle finger, warrior two. We're going to do the same thing here. Take the palms, turn them up. Exhale, turn the palms down, and then keep going. Pull the thumbs back. You can see just how rotation happens. Good, and then come back, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, always knowing that the anchor, the love of your feet help you. Take the right arm, bring it on the side, bring the arm all the way up overhead, side angle pose. Now here, that right elbow on your knee is length. So take your elbow and draw it down, bring your chest forward, inhale the arm overhead. Now once again, you're gonna take that same arm, so your left arm, point it towards me. So now you're reaching forward. Take the arm of your head, the head of your arm bone, draw it in, and then slide the arm up. So it looks like this. You take the top of your arm bone, pull it in, and then slide it up. When you do so, you've activated the whole rotator cuff, the whole girdle of the arm. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale. Good. Take the arm, scoop it down and around. Find that measurement again of strength in the upper arm. One more time, up and around. And now point the arms forward. Bring your hands to either side of the foot. Pick up the back heel. Pause here. Look up. And then take that stretch in the hips just because it feels good. And again, remember, we don't drop into the joints. We stabilize. So you want to squeeze, push down into that right foot significantly. Bend the back knee. Step in a little bit. And then a lot. Go ahead. Inhale. Halfway up. Exhale. Fold forward. Bend the knees, rise all the way up. Good, and then take your hands to heart center. Feel a smile in your heart as you lift through the entire side body. And release. Good, you're gonna come to the center of your mat. We're going into our balance pose, and today we're coming into tree pose. So reminder that this is more about the shoulders today, right? So we're gonna be playing with the shoulder, with the arm placement. So if you'd rather just kind of worry about that, then just do that. If you want to act more balanced, then you could do that as well. But let's start first and foremost in Tadasana. Again, take the palms and face outwards. Draw breath in your body and recognize the very stand that you're in. All four corners of your feet. Take a little breath and let it trickle through your body into your legs, picking up through the pelvis. Your belly button gently draws itself to the spine and your rib cage balancing over your hips. With your palms facing out, give a little thought to the beauty of these mechanisms. And then inhale the arms up. And then exhale. Draw your hands to heart center. Pause here. With breath, draw more attention to the right foot. Push it down. Pick up the left heel. Stay here. Remind yourself to continue to grow through the spine, through the length of the body. Pick up the left knee. Stay here. Draw the leg out to the side. You can bring your foot to the inside of your ankle, your calf, or you can help the heel come all the way to the top of the thigh. Now remind yourself, we're staying in breath, we're staying in the legs, and then draw the arms up. Stay here. Option, come to goddess arms. As you come to goddess arms, keep pushing into the right foot to stay long. Draw your shoulder blades back slightly. Good. Draw breath in. If you like, take the arms, bring them all the way back, and just bring your fingertips together. Pause here. Inhale the arms up again. Draw them back to heart center. And then release the foot. Draw it down and let the arms just swing. Now, as you let the arms swing, they can come close to your body with a slow swing, or you can make it a little wider, just like a centrical. Good, and then coming back to Tadasana, palms face outwards, shoulder blades are a statement. Relax your face, come back to the feet. Push deeply down, particularly in the left foot now, and then pick up the right heel. Enjoy the energy coming up that left leg, drawing space into the body, hands come to heart center again. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the right knee up. Pause here. As the leg comes out, determine where you want to be today. Toe could be on the ground. Foot could be on the inside of the calf, or you can have that foot come all the way to the very top quadrant of the thigh. You choose where you want to be. Reminder, we're focusing on the upper body. So inhale, arms come up, draw them together. Good, now a little different than our last side. You're gonna bring your hands and elbows together. So draw them out, you're gonna out the back. So really mushrooming through the back. Inhale the elbows up a little higher. And really feel and notice the strength in the shoulders here. Good, open up again. And if you want to take a reverse prayer this time, bring your fingertips together and then turn the fingers up towards the back spine. So it looks like this. Pause here. Inhale. Release the arms. Float back up. Stay here. Hands come back to heart center. There's a lot of balance work. And then release. Good. And let the arms and legs just sway. Nicely done. Come to the back of your mat again. Okay, we're coming through dolphin pose. So dolphin pose is a very, again, another really deep strengthening posture for the shoulders. You're just going to inhale the arms up here. Exhale, bend the knees, float down. Hands come to the ground. So you're kind of taking a little squat. Let's take a little balance while we're here. This wasn't planned, but we're going to take it because it's fun. Okay, and just bring your fingertips to either side of your body. You can stay here. This is not easy. Nice stretch for the bottom of your feet. Option to bring your arms parallel to the ground. Now spread your fingers. While we're at it, turn your palms up. Turn them back down, but keep going. Turn the palms to the side. Engage through the triceps. Good. Turn them back down. Pause here. Draw breath into the body. See if you can take the side body longer. Exhale. Good. And then bring your hands down. And then just draw to your knees. Walk your hands under your shoulders. We've been here before. Take the tops of your feet, put them on the ground, give them a little smack. Okay, it just feels good. Good. Now we're going to take the elbows and bring them where the hands are. So interlace your fingers here. And just draw kind of your hairline or kind of the where your forehead meets your top of your head down on the ground. Now before you do anything, I want you to push into your wrists and then to your arm bone and then to your elbows. And just feel that trickle effect up through the shoulders. Now we haven't quite gotten to the scapula yet. Lift your hips just a little bit, not off your knees, just lift them a little bit. And then draw as though it's like a blind closing the scapular. So those triangles on the back of your body in. Good, now you're ready. Push, feel that pressure, curl the toes under and effortlessly, because you've got so much into the upper body, lift the knees off the ground. Options here. You can bring your feet in a little bit and just keep drawing in. If you want, you could take one leg up or stay with both feet on the ground. Some of you want to get a little more cardio in. You know what to do. You just kick up. Now, when you kick up, I'm going to ask you to engage the core more and feel almost like you're ready to kick up into a little headstand. But you're not going to get there. That's not in the cards today. If you're jumping with one foot, jump with the other. Now, wherever you are, come back to dolphin. Feel the strength here. Good. And then drop to your knees. Come onto all fours again. Take your hand, scoop it under, come into a beautiful stretch here as you bring the shoulder down, your head down, and then take the other arm up. Good. Take the hand, draw it down, come back up, and then take the other arm, scoop it down. This is a nice stretch for the back body. Take the arm up to the shoulder. Good. And release your breath. Good. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. And go ahead and take a couple cat and cows again. Looking up. Again, feeling that whole scapular set, giving it a little bit of release. An inner rotation, external rotation. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just move your arm bones. Good. And release. You're going to take your hips to your heels and just pause here for a breath. Okay, coming back to some strap work. I'm going to take a block and sit on it. If you have one, great. If you don't, that's okay too. I will find my way onto a block. Pillow is great too. Now, because our attention is into the shoulders today, I'm going to just cross my legs like this. This is the top part will be cow face pose. the bottom part, if you want cow face pose, one leg comes under and you're kind of trying to get the knees on top of each other and then the feet side by side in front of you, okay? So if you want the bottom, go for that. I'm just gonna sit cross today, but we'll switch if you had to. Here's where your strap comes in. Okay, so hold on to your strap in your right hand and then just take your right hand and kind of like pat yourself on the back. So just pat yourself on the back. So your shoulder, or sorry, your back of your head goes into that little crux where your elbow bends. Okay, so just stay there for breath. This is a really nice stretch too. So just feeling the opening of the upper body. This is a great stretch for everything under. You can actually, if you bring your hand, you can feel that. And you can stay here. This is a lovely way to get there. Other options, you could take the left arm, wrap it around, palm faces out, and you can grab onto the strap. So now you have the ability, and I'll show you this way, okay, the ability to just feel the opening of the front body into that rotation, okay? If you can take your hands and clasp them, that's great. But what's really nice is that you don't have to, that this is more about understanding just how wide and how incredibly flexible and movable that joint is. Stay here for a breath. Now you're gonna try really hard to keep pushing your head into the back of your arm and then take your body forward at the top of your pelvis. Go ahead and breathe here. Exhale. Relax your face. Good, and then just slowly float back up. Good, release the arm. And then just shrug upwards, back, and forward. Do that a couple of times. Beautiful. Other side. So if you are in cow face pose, if you have one leg over the other, you're going to switch sides. Okay? Again, if your legs are crossed, just cross them in the other direction so you have something different. Take your strap and put it in your left hand. Okay? Bring it behind you. Bend your elbow. Just hold on to your elbow here. Pat yourself on the back with your left hand. Okay, now we have a tendency to come forward, right? So this is an opportunity for you to take your head, push it back, and just open up through that whole side body. If you feel any tension or pain, okay, you're just going to lessen that. Bring it back. Other arm, right arm up, take it around. Face your palm to the back and hold on to the strap again. Now, what's very common is that one side is more flexible than the other. So for example, I know I can't clasp my hands on this side, but maybe you can on this side and you couldn't in the other side. See if you can gain length in the side body, okay? And again, find the ground below you, loosen your legs, inhale, lift, and then exhale, take the top of your pelvis, move it forward, relax your face. Try hard to keep pushing your head into that crux of your arm there. Good. Draw a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. And then float yourself all the way back up again. Release the arms. Okay, and this time we're going to come forward. So take them in and forward, back, and then again, forward and back. Nicely done. All right, coming onto your backs. Not quite done yet. Not quite into Shavasana, not yet. Okay, we're gonna come onto our backs. We're gonna come into bridge pose. Okay, but in this bridge pose, I'm gonna ask you to really feel the tips of your shoulder blades pull down. So I'm asking you to take the top of your arm bones and draw them back. Now use the back of your arms here, push into the mat. Use the fingertips, push into the mat, and keep drawing down. Now, as you push into all four corners of your feet, lift your hips off the ground. Now, tuck your shoulder blades in slightly. Keep drawing the top of your arm bone down. If you like, you can interlace your fingers and see if you can widen the front body. Okay, relax your face. Do not let go of the tension surrounding your shoulders. That tension is stability. Draw a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Release the hands. Untuck the shoulders. And then draw your hips to the ground. We're going to do that one more time. Option. For those of you that know full wheel, you can go for it, okay? I'll talk you through it. For those of you that are going into bridge again, we're going to go through the same principles. Please just do full wheel if you've already done it before. If you and I have practiced before, or this is in your wheelhouse, go for it. This isn't the time to try it if you've never tried it before. Okay, so feet on the ground. Push into the feet, lift the hips. Go into bridge. If you like to go to wheel, your hands come under your shoulders. You're pushing down, pulling the elbows together. And then you push into your hands as though you're in plank to lift up to the crown of your head first. Push into the hands and lift up. Again, it's totally something that takes some time to learn. Okay? If you're in bridge now, keep pushing into the shoulder blades, keep lifting the hips, ask the shoulders to act a little more, and then everyone drop back down, pause here, take your knees and just bring them to the outside so that legs are wide. Good, take a deep breath in, exhale, nicely done. Good. Put your feet on the ground. Just take your arms and just wrap them around you like you're giving yourself a big hug. Okay, and just kind of let the shoulders relax here. Your elbows are up towards the ceiling. Draw a breath in. Let it go. And then unwrap your arms. Wrap them in the other way. Hold on. Relax your face. Relax your back body. Tuck your chin in slightly so your back stays long. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. And now release the arms. Bring your arms to Shavasana. So palms facing upward, and then just extend your feet. We're coming into our final posture. If there's a posture you still want to do, then by all means do so. I will be seated up while I just kind of scan your body with you, provide you a few moments of meditation into probably what is the most powerful part of this practice, I believe, any practice, is the subtle body, the one that doesn't seem so obvious. So as we practice our postures, while we cut through physically, we are providing ourselves the opportunity to be a little intuitive to the body. So let your purposeful movement subside. Allow your breath now to be your movement. Feel it come into your body. Feel it leave your body. No effort, no response required. Recognize how the first breath is different than the second. As we build our inner awareness of breath, we shed the layers. We become less required and more understanding that the earth is our base layer. It is our foundation. Allow your body to continue to settle to the ground and allow your skeleton to just float. With your eyes closed down, turn the act of seeing into the act of feeling. Relax and relate to that relaxation, this personal space. And as you inhale, feel the texture now of your breath, the quality of your breath, less staged, less staggered. And as we come to final few moments, just allow yourself to counter any flexion and just stay open to the feeling, almost like you have the back of your head as a butterfly. Perhaps even returning to the imagination of your child mind. Connect to a landscape that's more dreamlike than real. It is in this moment that we provide our senses the utmost ability, the greatest opportunity to explore what can be. And as the weight of our world feels heavy sometimes on our shoulders, remind yourself that you've got this, that with awareness, with respect, and with the care you bring to yourself, the joy is possible. Let one more breath come into your body like loving kindness, metta. Continue to soak in this practice as you exhale, release the tension, and bring movement now in a way that is slow and meaningful. And go ahead feeling almost like the sun giving you a little poke, a little caress on your skin. Move your fingers and your toes. Your hands and your wrists. Your ankles and your feet. When you're ready, go ahead and gather your knees into your chest. Allow them to be loving. In these days where touch is such a commodity, hold on tightly. And it's okay to say, I love me. I'm good. And just taking the backs of your legs and just floating up to seated. Take your time. You've got lots of it. And coming to namaste hands, just representing the world that we come together, that we balance the cabin fever and we change our movement and our thoughts together. We'll close our practice today with one Om, and I'm going to unmute us so that we can hear if you like. If you don't want to Om, it's okay. Draw a breath in and exhale to Om. Breathe in. Namaste.
Namaste.